last time I saw Srila Prabhupada was, not the last time I saw him, but the last time I had darshan. When Srila Prabhupada came in maybe April or May, I don't remember the exact, maybe April, in 77, he was so unwell and nobody got to see him. Only the leaders would come. Prabhupada didn't come ever to the temple, didn't come to any class, give any class. He was so unwell and we didn't get to see him. So I thought, I won't get to see him. So then one day a life member, I can't remember his name, but he was quite big, you know, he was an important life member, and because I used to do life membership, I was, you know, preaching to this, you know, I was kind of liaising with him and everything. And he came and he wanted to see Srila Prabhupada. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj was sort of in charge of who saw Srila Prabhupada. So I went and asked, just because I had to ask, and I thought there's no way they're going to let this life member in with Srila Prabhupada who's so sick. So, but I went to ask Tamal Krishna Maharaj, you know, this life member would like to go see Srila Prabhupada, and he knew he was an important life member. So he said to me, okay, he can go in for 10 minutes, but he's not to say anything that would disturb Srila Prabhupada, just speaking gently with Srila Prabhupada. I said, oh, okay, thank you, I'll go tell him. And he said, and what's your relationship with him? I said, well, I've been preaching to him, you know, and cultivating him. And he said, you can go in too. So that was so nice, because I just went in and sat. Prabhupada was in his bedroom and he was sitting up on his bed and he had a pillow across his lap, no shirt on, he had a pillow across his lap, and he was so thin and it was so kind of hard to see that. And I simply sat by the door. I didn't say anything the whole time, and this life member went in and he immediately said to Prabhupada, oh, Swamiji, they haven't put this temple facing the right direction. It should be facing east or whatever. And Prabhupada said, why don't you come? Why don't you come and help them? You know all these things. You should come and join our mission and help these boys and girls. And then sort of Prabhupada just started preaching and preaching and preaching. It was so amazing to see. From, you know, I thought he'll never leave Bombay. When I walked in and saw Srila Prabhupada like that, I thought, how can he ever leave Bombay? He's going to leave his body here. And then to see him transform and preach, and he preached and preached to that man for 20 minutes. Oh, it was so far out. I felt so privileged to see that. And I felt from that, I could understand, this is what Srila Prabhupada wants. We're not the body. We've got nothing to do with the body. This is life to him. Srila Prabhupada's life was preaching, and it was like a direct lesson that don't be attached to what this body's doing. Be attached to this mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. So I felt so fortunate to have that 20 minutes sitting in there with Srila Prabhupada, and of course that was the last time he came to Bombay, and it was of course another few months after that he departed for Krishna's abode. So I don't know, my time in Bombay was very wonderful, because at the time in Australia it was very austere. Not that there weren't austerities in Bombay, but there was a sort of a joyfulness here amongst the devotees, and it was just a very blissful time, I'd say, blissful, happy time, preaching. And I guess also because it was such an important project. Of course, every project was important to Srila Prabhupada, but we knew that Bombay project was so important to him. So we felt like, you know, this is pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. So it was really a wonderful 3.5 years that I got to spend in Bombay, and I'm so grateful for that. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai.